The scratching started just after midnight. I jolted awake on the couch, the TV still flickering across the room. Milo sat rigid at the foot of the hallway, ears pricked, eyes locked on the front door. Probably a stray animal, I muttered. Milo let out a low, uneasy whine. The scratching came again, slower this time, deliberate. I stood, rubbing sleep from my eyes, and crossed the room. Milo didn't follow. That alone made me hesitate. He followed me everywhere. "Hey," I whispered, trying to sound calm. "It's nothing." I reached the door and paused. The scratching stopped. Silence pressed in. Then, a soft, hollow knock. My breath caught. "Who's there?" No answer. Milo whimpered behind me, backing away toward the living room. I leaned closer to the door. "Hello?" A voice came through, faint and distorted. "Let me in." I froze. The voice sounded wrong. Too flat, too careful, like someone imitating speech rather than speaking. "Please. It's cold." Milo began to bark now, sharp and frantic. Something I had never heard from him before. Not fear. Warning. I stepped back. "No," I said, more to myself than to whatever was outside. The doorknob rattled violently. "You forgot me." My chest tightened. "What?" The voice shifted, clearer now. "Evan, open the door." My blood ran cold. That was my voice. Milo lunged forward, grabbing my pant leg and pulling me away from the door, growling fiercely. The knocking stopped. Silence again. I stood there, heart hammering, staring at the door. Slowly, I turned toward Milo. "Good boy," I whispered, kneeling to calm him. But Milo wasn't looking at the door anymore. He was staring down the hallway. I followed his gaze. At the far end, near the bedroom, something moved. Just a shadow slipping across the wall. A familiar silhouette. My silhouette. And then, from the darkness of the hallway, my own voice called out softly, "Why won't you let me in?" The house felt too big when Liam was alone. Every creak stretched longer. Every shadow lingered just a little too much. His parents had only gone out for dinner. Back before midnight, they promised, but the clock on the wall ticked louder with every passing minute. 10:42 p.m. Liam sat on the couch pretending to watch TV, though his eyes kept drifting to the front door. He froze. At first he thought he imagined it, but then it came again, slower this time. Liam slid off the couch, heart thudding. "Mom?" he called weakly. No answer. He crept toward the door, stopping just short of it. "Who is it?" he asked. A man's voice replied, low and calm. "Hey there, buddy. Mind if you open up?" Liam swallowed. His parents had warned him. Never open the door to strangers. I can't," he said. A pause. Then the man chuckled softly. "That's okay. You're a smart kid." Relief flickered in Liam's chest. "Hey," the man continued, "before I go, can you check something for me?" Liam hesitated. "What?" "The back door," the man said casually. "I thought I saw it open when I walked around earlier." Liam's stomach dropped. "I didn't go outside," he whispered. Another pause. Longer this time. Then the man spoke again, but his voice had changed. It was quieter now. Closer. "I know." Liam's breath caught. Slowly, instinctively, he turned his head toward the dark hallway that led to the kitchen, toward the back door. Something moved in the shadows. A shape. Tall. Still. watching him. Before Liam could scream, the sound came again, from the front door. Liam whipped his head back toward it, his mind spinning. The voice outside spoke once more, louder now, urgent. "Kid, open the door," the man said. "There's someone in your house." Liam's chest tightened as he looked between the door and the figure standing in the darkness behind him. Then slowly, very slowly, the figure stepped forward into the light. Liam felt his blood turn to ice because the man standing inside his house was the exact same man speaking to him from outside the door. The knock came at 2:17 a.m., 3 slow, deliberate taps. I woke instantly, heart already racing. No one visits this late. No one should. I stayed still, listening. The house was quiet except for the soft hum of the fridge. Then it came again. I dragged myself out of bed, each step toward the front door heavier than the last. The hallway felt longer than usual, darker somehow. I didn't turn on the lights. "Who is it?" I called, trying to keep my voice steady. A pause, then muffled through the door. "Delivery," I replied. "I didn't order anything." Another pause, longer this time. "Package is addressed to this house," the voice replied, flat and almost rehearsed. I hesitated, then glanced through the peephole. A man stood there in a delivery uniform, cap pulled low, face shadowed. He held a small box, plain, no logo. Just my address scrawled across the front in thick black ink. Something about it felt wrong, like the world outside my door wasn't quite lined up with mine. "You can leave it there," I said. He didn't move. "Sir," he said, "I need a signature." "I'm not opening the door," I snapped. Silence. Then slowly, too slowly, the man raised his head. I jerked back from the peephole before I could see his face clearly, my pulse hammering in my ears. For a moment, I just stood there, frozen. Then curiosity dragged me back. I leaned in again. The porch was empty. No delivery man, no box, nothing. I let out a shaky breath, a nervous laugh bubbling up. "You're imagining things," I told myself. "Sleep deprivation? Overactive mind." I turned away from the door and nearly screamed. The box was sitting on my hallway floor, right behind me. My breath caught in my throat. I stared at it, unable to move. There was no way. The door hadn't opened. Slowly, trembling, I crouched down. My name was written on top, but underneath it, in smaller letters, "Thanks for letting me in." A floorboard creaked behind me, not from the house settling, from something shifting its weight.